Packers and Saints get it started in Week 1. Green Bay will then visit the Chiefs. Week 9, host the Browns on Christmas Day. Greg is back, but Acho, which matchup are you most excited about this season? Come on, Cameron, follow.
For me, it's real simple, y'all. When you look at all the matchups, there's one that stands out, and it's Week 1. How about the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs? Y'all know this. I'm a hidden lover of the Cleveland Browns because I'm a public lover of Baker Mayfield. I don't want to wait, Marcellus, until Week 12 to find out if the Browns are for real. GJ, I do not want to wait until Week 17 to find out if the Browns are legitimized contenders. We gonna know Week 1, baby. Y'all remember last year, Week 1, Texans versus the Chiefs. Mahomes and Deshaun Watson both signed new contracts, making them the highest paid respectively, number 1 and number 2. We found out real quick that the Chiefs were for real and the Texans were not. One team went to the Super Bowl, one team finished 4-12. We will find out real quick just how legit the Browns are Week 1.
Not bad, but I get a little more excited when I see the Pats and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to face off. Oh, this is some gangster stuff right here. I mean, this is poetic, movie, theatrical. Oh, you trying to tell me that the dynasty team, the dynastic Patriots fell off? And then the losing team is now the Super Bowl champions. And now one-ring coach Bruce Arians with a Kango is going to front on and stunt on 6 rings with a hoodie, Bill Belichick. And everybody going to be looking at Bruce Arians like, yeah, he killing it right now. And look at Bill Belichick like, you okay? That's crazy. So this is a hard reset moment right now. So exciting. So many storylines. Cam Newton getting the shot at the GOAT just to go head-to-head and say, thanks for passing the baton to me. I will take it from here. A lot of storylines to be excited about in that Pats-Bucks matchup.
So many storylines. I'm going to stay right there and piggyback all of them. It is the Pats and the New England Patriots, or New England Patriots, I'm sorry, and the Buccaneers. So, and the reason why I say that is because I've been a part of a revenge game. Like, I had my own when I came here to the Minnesota Vikings and I went back to the Lambeau, and it just didn't turn out good for me. But I also was a part of a greater one. And it was when Brett Favre was a Viking and he came back to Lambeau. And even when we had to come here to the Metrodome, it was just electric. Everyone was up for that game. We didn't want him to win. He didn't want us to win. He wanted to stick it to Mike McCarthy. He wanted to stick it to Mark Murphy, Ted Thompson, rest in peace. He wanted to stick it to everyone in that upper management to where they would look at, wait, did we make the right decision? It's the same thing when you look at this matchup. Tom Brady wants to stick it to Belichick. Belichick really wants to stick it to Tom Brady, but no one's going to speak of it. We'll see if they speak before the game. We know if Tom Brady loses, he's running straight to the top.
Straight, and he going to know how to get there, too, since he's been there before. All right, let's move on with some team schedules seeming a little more challenging than others. So, Acho, which contender are you most worried about?
It's simple. One answer. One answer only. The Baltimore Ravens, y'all. Greg Roman has been starting to become more figured out year by year. It happened in San Francisco. It's now happening in Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, we know that he is a dude. But the skeptics are causing me to become skeptical. Not to mention, Lamar Jackson, he ain't never been hurt. And I hope he does not get hurt. But there's a 100% injury ratio in the NFL. Dak Prescott had never been hurt until he got hurt. Even Patrick Mahomes had a little 4-game stint just a year and change ago, remember? Where he faced an injury. So Lamar Jackson, I'm a little skeptical as well, because does that good fortune, does that good favor with his health, does it run out? But lastly and most importantly, look at the schedule. From Week 11 on, look specifically from Week 11 on. You got to face the Bears, the Browns, the Steelers, the Browns, the Packers, the Rams, the Steelers, with the Bengals there in between. 7 of your final 8 games, Baltimore Ravens. Ravens fly against playoff teams. I would be a little concerned about that contender.
I got an even greater contender than that one. That better be on the lookout right here, because there's somebody in the alley trying to hop the gate. The Kansas City Chiefs. Whew, that check engine light might be on. I'm telling you, for real, You can roll for a while, but then all of a sudden, if you don't address all of your issues, other teams will put a target on your back and come and catch you. That's what I think is happening right now if you look at the Chiefs. Look, one thing they have to do is address their formula. And their formula for success is starting to look like, okay, it can get you there until you run against the methodical, the ones that are going to be patient, play within their own skin. And we saw that happen against them in the Super Bowl and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Chiefs have all the big guns, and they know how to fire those big guns. But do they have any knives? And why do you have to have a knife? Because every now and then in football, we're going to have some hand-to-hand combat. And in football, you're going to run out of ammunition somehow, some way. And when you run out of ammunition, it just seemed like the Chiefs weren't willing to take what the opponents were giving them, to just move the chains methodically, and to pull out that little knife and say, hey, this never runs out of ammo. So we're going to see if the Chiefs can address their formula. If not, they better be on the lookout.
I'm going back to Lambeau with the Green Bay Packers for a couple reasons. Because of what is brewing right now. Will Aaron Rodgers really want to stick it to the Packers? Will he be able to just focus on the goal at hand and the team at that same time? Because when I say that, because when we look at Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and when they had feuds, they always understood the goal was championship. And so they were able to dismiss anything that was out there. But you look at their schedule, they play 10 playoff teams. The 49ers are back. You look at the Vikings, they get their defense back in the right strides. They look a little different. This team is going to be challenged from week 1 all the way to I won't say week 17, because I'm just not going to believe in the Detroit, or 18, excuse me, 18. The Detroit Lions.
Oh, man. All right, guys. Number of players found a new home this offseason. So, Acho, which new face and a new place that rhymed, which one are you most excited to see?
Let go. How about my guy Carson Wentz in the Colts week 1 against the Seahawks? No. Bump my bias. Y'all pay attention to this. The Colts were already a playoff team. And the thing that limited the Colts from going further in the playoffs, Marcellus, you know, because you watched this game handily because it was against your Bills, was Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers was a shortcoming to the Colts. In the event Carson Wentz is who we think he's going to be under Frank Wright, the Colts now go from being a top 14 team to a top 4 team. Because the Colts got a Pro Bowl left guard. The Colts have a former Pro Bowl left tackle now in Eric Fisher, huge signing. The Colts have a Pro Bowl all-pro middle linebacker in Darius Leonard. And the Colts have a head coach who we know is very competent and makes Carson Wentz his greatest. Carson Wentz's debut is the one that will have the greatest domino effect on the NFL. Because if Carson Wentz is bust, the Colts are bust. But if Carson Wentz is boom, the Colts might just be an AFC championship or Super Bowl contending team.
I didn't have to go far to get mine, because he came to me. Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. Ooh, this is the most major move this offseason.
I like that one.
By a lot. Look, they went all in, all chips in to go get him, and all excuses are now gone because he's on a real contender. Think about this. The playoff woes of Matthew Stafford, well documented, 0-3 in the playoffs. Here's the question. Was Detroit the reason or an excuse? We're going to find out this year, because the Rams, they claim now, because they went all in to get Matthew Stafford, that we did it. We got this close, and that was with Jared Goff. We've improved at the most important position. Sounds good, but what if Matthew Stafford comes here and doesn't get it done? Only solace I could give him is, hey, LeBron James in his first year in Los Angeles, he didn't make the playoffs either. So let's see how this all plays out if you're Matthew Stafford on the Rams.
I'm going with a rookie, and that rookie is going to be down south with them Falcons. Kyle Pitts. I'm excited to see this young man right here.
That's good.
When you think about what this roster looks like offensively, I'm not going to even focus on defense. You got to line up against Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage is a player, or a dude, as you say, Acho. And then you got, let's not forget about Hayden Hurst. People act like he's just a normal guy out there that does nothing. He puts in work. But this guy, Kyle Pitts,
that's a good one.
I can't wait to see him play, because he's going to get those one-on-one matchups against linebackers and safeties, and he is going to wreak havoc every single week. Mark my word. This right here, this is rookie of the year right here. We're looking at him.
Oh, man, somebody Photoshop, superimpose my face on Greg's tape because I agree with you, Kyle Pitts going to be special, especially in that offense. Coming up, Matthew Stafford has made expectations high right here in L.A. See, I told y'all. We'll tell you just how confident the new-look Rams should be about their new quarterback next on Speak Pickens.